Good morning, everyone. Guys, welcome to the United Kingdom, where we don't have enough money to fund British pensioners, but we have enough money to fund Ukrainian pensioners and pay salaries to Ukrainian civil servants. Guys, I can't believe I'm doing these videos and I'm giving headlines like that. I mean, in what world is this even normal? So Rishi Sunak's coming under a lot of pressure at the moment to release his the impact assessment of cutting the winter fuel allowance for British pensioners. Now, this information is already out there in the open. I don't know if they're talking about a new impact assessment that they've done, or I don't know. You know, I genuinely don't. I'm not quite sure which one they're talking about. But what we know from this channel, from previous videos that I've done, we know that in the winter of when was it 2022 to 2023, so December 22, obviously January, February 2023, there were almost 5,000 excess deaths because of fuel poverty. Now, this is when the winter fuel payment was still in place. And that winter wasn't a particularly bad winter. You know, I was monitoring this because, you know, I was doing a lot of work at the time out in Ukraine, and we was looking at, you know, we were just monitoring that winter, guys, because I've started to finish. When you're monitoring the winter, you monitor the weather because the weather determines the tank movements. Obviously, when it's really, really cold, tanks can move over frozen ground. They can't move when it's sludgy. But anyway, guys, let's get back to this article. So around about that time, I was really monitoring the weather. And also, we have a log burn in the house, so I always monitor the weather. Now, we also know that from Labour's own research and from a publication that the Labour Party did in 2017, we know that the impact from the 2017 was that cutting the winter fuel allowance would result in 3,000, well, I think it was 3,850, or it might have been 3,750. You know, guys, this was long before, you know, the fuel prices had gone up. This was long before the cost of living crisis. This was long before the craziness of 2020. This was long before anything like that had happened. So the argument now, my argument now, is that these numbers will be a lot higher. You know, the numbers will be higher because of the price of food, because of the price of fuel at the pump, the price of energy, you know, your utilities, when you turn these on, when you turn your gas or electric on, that price has gone up exponentially since this report was done, you know. So the numbers are going to be a lot greater, guys. You know, I don't, my opinion, my speculation, my analysis, I don't see how these numbers can be lower. I really don't. So the question is, why are they doing this? Why are the government doing this? Well, equally, guys, on the same day, announcing 600 million to fund Ukrainian pensioners and to pay civil servants. Why is this happening, guys? You know, on the same day. It seems like they're just making fun of us. Guys, if you've not watched my video last night, when I did a video last night, let me just see if I can find it real quick. I did a video last night and I talked about this 600 million pound for Ukraine, and I went into that and I said, right, where is this 600 million pound going? Let me just share this with you real quick, guys, because I don't know if you've seen it or not. So the 600 million, I was actually absolutely astonished where this money is going. Let me just quickly, I'll do it real quick, guys. If you've not watched that video, I'll link it to the end of this. So this is from the gov.com website. So this is the official website of UK government. Here we are, guys. So the article goes on, it talks about where the money is going. Foreign Secretary also announced intention to deploy 484 million worth of loans, blah, blah, blah. It will support vital public services, including keeping schools and hospitals open. Absolutely fine with that, yeah. Paying civil servants and funding pensions. So look at this here, guys. All right, this is the look, just read that there. Tell me I'm wrong, please. Tell me I'm wrong. I genuinely want to be wrong here, guys. I'm going to refresh this screen every day to see if it's a typo. You know, so while we don't have enough money to fund our own pensioners, while we don't have enough money to, you know, keep the heating on for our own pensioners, we can fund civil servants and fund pensions in Ukraine. You know, I guess that's just the new normal now. I guess that's winning. So, you know, and this comes right off the bat, guys. This all happened in the same day. Now, I don't know if they're trying to do this to poke fun at people or not. I genuinely don't know. None of the mainstream seem to have identified this yet. I don't know if they're doing their research or not. But anyway, so the report, if this gets released, guys, it has to be more. There has to be more than 3,000, I think 3,750 or 3,850. It has to be more because the cost of everything has gone up, and it's gone up exponentially. You know, the cost of heating now, the cost of gas, the cost of electricity, you know, when you flip your switches in your homes, that has gone up a lot more. So my argument could be we actually need to increase the winter fuel payment for our elderly. We actually need to give more assistance to our elderly, not fund Ukrainians, okay? And I mean that with the most respect for Ukraine. You know, I've got friends and family who live in Ukraine, all right? But I think that people in this country who've paid tax in this country should be getting their pensions and their, you know, winter fuel allowance paid first before we fund pensioners in Ukraine, before we pay civil servants in Ukraine. It's absolutely insane, guys. I can't even believe I'm doing this. I'm talking about this, but that's the reality of the situation now, guys. All right, Rishi Sunak brought it up and he questioned it. And again, you know, it just seems like he's playing devil's advocate at the moment, because if the boot was on the other foot, we don't know where that'd land. But Keir Starmer is not releasing his own assessment, you know, and this comes off the back of a lot of information being held at the moment by the Labour Party. You know, you've got the how much it costs to furnish migrant hotels. They're holding that because, you know, they don't want it to have a negative impact on migrants. Guys, this is my money. I feel like I have a right to know where that's being spent. You know, if you gave your kids like £10 to go to the shop and they didn't tell you where they'd spent it, you'd be like, "Where's that money gone?" And they'd be like, "Oh no, we've spent it very wisely." You sure? Yeah. Can I see some receipts or something and see where it's gone? No. But I need another £10 next week. You know, you wouldn't let that fly. You wouldn't let that fly in your house. So why are we letting it fly with our government? Anyway, guys, just a short video. I'm going to leave it there. Absolutely insane times. Don't forget to like and share my stuff. I'm going to mag to grid. I'll get you guys another video later.